Welcome back. In today's first look, whether you're driving, doing chores, maybe relaxing, podcasts have exploded in popularity over the past decade. And a new store promises to be a one-stop shop for everything pod, from beginner to pro.
It's called Podpopuli. It's opening its newest Northeast Ohio location at Legacy Village in Lyndhurst. And today is its grand opening. So, of course, Stephanie Haney wanted to be there with a first look. So what is your...
First listen.
First listen. That's true. She's got the look. We've got the listen. Is that it?
That's right.
That's right. We are looking and listening here at Podpopuli. With its grand opening, it's the Cleveland Day of Podcasting. Over here, you can see just one of the spaces where the podcasting can happen in this beautiful space with these gorgeous open windows in Legacy Village. So we want to get the inside scoop on what's going on here. So we're going to talk with co-owners Christina Ford and Brian Howie. And Brian, I'm going to ask you first, why Podpopuli? Why does this need to exist?
Well, I've been a podcaster myself for about 10 years, and I realized that the barriers to entry for people to be able to have a successful podcast is they didn't have a place to record and they didn't have professional people to record them. 92% of people who try and do podcasts themselves out of their homes or offices or whatever don't make it past the 10th episode. That bothered me as a podcaster. So we decided to take those barriers of entry away and open up a place where the community can enjoy podcasting.
It's a beautiful space and quite an impressive stable of people that get their podcasts done here. So now I'm going to ask Christina Ford about what we're looking at behind us here.
Yes, this is just a fraction of our podcasters. We call these our tiles, but they're the logos of our shows. And it basically just shows what we can do as far as artwork, but also showcases some of our shows.
Just a fraction of them, by the way. And I want to hammer that point home a little bit because this really is a one-stop shop. So correct me if I'm wrong, this is a lot of artwork designed by you here?
Correct. So basically what Podpopuli does is create shows, but we also do all the hard parts, right? We take out all the hard parts so you can focus on the fun part, which is the conversation, something you're passionate and curious about. Leave the hard parts to us. We do everything from creation to monetization.
And Brian, I'm going to ask you now, this isn't your only location. You really have a national footprint. Where are the other spaces?
We do. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona. We're in Greenwich, Connecticut. We're in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, Boca Raton, Florida. I'm probably forgetting some or whatever, but there are voices, personalities, stories to tell all over the country, and a whole lot of them are here in Northeast Ohio.
A lot of them being told with Podpopuli. Brian, Christina, thank you very much. We're going to come back on 3 News at 5, and we're going to talk more about the podcasters that are using this space and see some live podcasting in action here at Legacy Village coming up, Matt and Christy.
So can I ask you, what was his podcast? He said he's been podcasting for 10 years, so he's clearly one who's made it.
Great question. What is your podcast? That is what Christy would like to know after the podcast that you were doing for so long.
Christy, how do you not know this? Right there. The Great Love Debate with Brian Howie, the world's #1 dating and relationship
Great
podcast
Love
since
Debate.
2015.
Great love debate. That's really interesting.
All right,
There
I'm
you
going to be
go.
looking
Thank you,
that
Brian.
up.
All right.
Steph, thank you. Great.